Hi everyone, and welcome to Breathe and Bake, where we focus on mindful cooking and how to become more present in the kitchen in order to be more creative and have a more calm, fulfilling, maybe even joyful experience in the kitchen. Today we are making pesto. I am making Pepita Pesto. Pepitas are like pumpkin seeds that have been roasted. These have been roasted and salted. You could also get them unroasted and unsalted, but the ones that I have for use today are roasted and salted. I think that the roasted and salted ones give a good depth of flavor. And I know that traditionally we use pine nuts in pesto. And what I'm encouraging you to do is to free yourself a little bit, to be a bit creative and use different herbs, use different nuts. You might even consider using different cheeses in order to find different flavors and just get more adventurous in the kitchen. We don't need to follow all of the same food rules that we always have followed, and we don't have to follow recipes exactly as is. You can be creative, you can use what you have on hand, and also use what is affordable, because pine nuts can be pretty pricey. Okay, so what we have here is I have 3 cups of basil that I have washed. Basil smells incredible and is really a central part of pesto, kind of traditionally. I also am throwing in a cup of Italian flat leaf parsley, not the curly one, flat leaf one. And I like the flavor, for this particular pesto, I like the flavor combination of the parsley with the basil. 1/3 of a cup of those pepitas. I have a 1/2 a cup of freshly grated parmigiano reggiano, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice that I have squeezed into this bowl, and I have 8 cloves of garlic. If you like less garlic, feel free to add less. If you like more garlic, feel free to add more. I'm going to be adding some pepper, so I have my fresh pepper here waiting to be cracked. And then I have 1/2 a cup of extra virgin olive oil that we are going to drizzle into our food processor as everything is getting mixed in and ground up, chopped together. If you do not have a food processor, that is fine. You'd be successful using a blender as well to make this. Or if you want to do it all by hand and not use any assistance, if you have a mortar and pestle, you could put all the ingredients in there and slowly drizzle in your olive oil as you by hand mash that together. That's also an option. All right, so pesto is such an easy sauce, whatever you want to call it, to make once you have the ingredients and everything prepped. It also is less expensive to make when you are buying herbs that are in season. So I was able to get a ton of basil, more than the 3 cups. I still have probably about half, maybe a little bit of half left in the container, for like $4, because basil is in season right now. Other times I could get like a tiny little pack for like $5. So the food that you make is going to taste the best and be the most cost effective when you are making things that are in season. When you are buying things that are grown locally, you will notice a difference. So that might mean that you only have pesto with a particular herb at a certain time of the year, and that's fine. That makes it more special, something to look forward to. And this is why I said experiment, because you might find in the fall that there are other herbs like sage, for example. Maybe you make a really good sage and walnut pesto, because that is what is in season and that is what is affordable. So be free to use your local ingredients, use what is in season, and use the flavors that really resonate with you and the food that you'll be cooking. All right, herbs are in there, nuts, Parmesan, garlic, and this lemon juice will give us some liquid to get us started. Going to crack the pepper in here. You put about half a teaspoon of black pepper to start with. The nice thing about pesto, another nice thing about pesto, is that you eat it raw. So as you are making it, you taste it as you go. And if you need more cheese, you add more cheese. If you want more pepper, you add more pepper. So it's not like you add this one time and then you are stuck with how it comes out. You can really adjust it as you go, which is really lovely for people who are just getting into cooking. You don't have to worry about messing it up because you can keep on adding. It's fine. Try it out. We're going to start this, and then I'm going to start drizzling in our olive oil at the same time. I'm going to scrape down the sides, and then I'm going to whiz it up again, and then I will taste it. I just want to make sure that everything is getting incorporated well. Let's see how we did. I'm throwing it onto my tasting spoon, giving it a smell. I could smell the olive oil really strongly, and the basil and the garlic. That was really good. I am gonna let the food processor run a little bit more to get it a bit smoother. And I'm gonna add just a touch bit more lemon juice to it, actually. I definitely think it has enough pepper. I think it has enough garlic. I really taste the pepper back here and the garlic. So I think just a little more lemon juice to brighten it up and to let it thin out a bit more will be great. Let's see. Let's try that again. I'm going to dollop it onto my tasting spoon. And that's really good. And that did brighten it up. And now I actually taste the herbs a whole lot more after adding that lemon. So I think that is perfect, and I'm gonna leave that where it is. Are so good. So here is our beautiful Pepita Pesto. So I hope you noticed how easy that was, how quick it was to pull this sauce together. I'm going to be using this on pasta later. It is definitely a much quicker sauce than if you're making like a marinara sauce or something like that is on the stove that you want to let the flavors melt together for a very long time. This comes together quite quick and is ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you try out this recipe, and if you get creative and you throw different things in there, let us know in the comments what kind of pesto that you create. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.